architecture of 8051 microcontroller. So here we are able to see this arithmetic and logic unit. All of you know the function of arithmetic and logic unit. It is used for performing arithmetic and logical operations. These two are the resistors A and B. A is nothing but the accumulator and B is the resistor which is used for multiplication and division purpose of 8051 operations. So this is program counter. Program counter is always pointing to next instruction to be executed. All of we know that there is DPTR. DPTR means data pointer register, which is divided into two parts: data pointer lower part and data pointer upper part. Upper 8 bits are known as DPH and lower 8 bits of data pointer are known as DPL. Then here is PSW. PSW is program status word. So this contains the status of currently executing program. So all the stack contents will be saved in this program status word when 8051 switches from one operation to another operation. These are the special function registers RAM. So here SFRs along with RAM means the same structure of this SFR RAM is shown here, internal RAM structure. So here SFRs are there. SFR are nothing but special function registers. So first register is interrupt enable, as you can see here. So whether the external interrupts are enabled or not for 8051, so that is decided from status of this interrupt enable register. Second is interrupt priority. So this register is obviously used for finding the priority of the current instruction which is to be executed by this 8051. Then PCON is nothing but program power control register. It is used for 8051 whether it should operate in regular power mode or it should move to save power mode. So that can be controlled by using this PCON register. The next is SBUF. SBUF is nothing but buffer. It is buffer which is used for serial and parallel operations to store the intermediate data. This buffer is used. The next is SCON register. SCON is for serial control register. So serially when 8051 is sending the data or it is receiving data, then it is uh, used. This register SCON register is used. Then TCON register is used. Obviously CON stands for control and T stands for timer. So it is controlling the timer uh, of 8051. Then TMOD register is there. TMOD is nothing but which is uh, which will be able to select particular mode of the timer in which timer has to work. So here TMOD register is there. Then two bits are there, two registers are there, which is timer low 0 and timer high 0. So these two registers are used for timer selecting the timers. If I have selected timer 0, then I'll be using this TL0, TH0 registers. Otherwise, if I'm going to work with timer 1, then I'll be working with TL1 and TH1 registers. So these are the special function registers. All of we know that there is four register banks are there in 8051. So here these banks are mentioned: register bank 0, 1, 2 and 3. Then byte or bit addresses are there which are stored for all these register banks. Means these register banks are byte addressable or it can be bit addressable. As per the mode we can use bit or byte addressable registers. Then special function registers we have seen here. So we are going for the ROM. ROM means read only memory. So this is internal. This is also one of the type of memory which 8051 uses. Then it is connected with the address bus which is pointing to program counter and DPTR. So that is connected with ROM. It is also connected with RAM and all other registers PSW, AB along with arithmetic and logic unit. Also it is connected, this RAM and ROM, these two are the memories of 8051, so they are connected through latch to the port 1. Now here four latches are there. Latches are only for transferring data to and from these four ports of 8051 to the RAM, ROM or internal registers of 8051. So this is the purpose of this latch. Then here you are able to see there are actually four ports of 8051 through which the 8051 can be connected with external devices. So here as you can see, uh, this port 0 contains the uh, address bus pins from A0 to A7, means 8 lower pins of 8051 address bus are connected with port 0. Then here IO pin is also there, means whether 8051 is working in input mode or output mode, and then it is connecting with the input output devices. Then here data bus is also mentioned, so D0 to D7 are also along, working with this port 0 only. Then as you can see here, port 1 is contains only IO pin, means it is only for input output operation, it doesn't contain, this port 1 doesn't contains any address bits or any data bits. Here port 2 is there mentioned. So here as you can see, A0 to A7 means lower 8 bits of address bus are connected with port 0 and upper 8 bits A8 to A15 are connected with port 2. For each and every port IO pins are there. IO pin here also with port 3 IO pin is there. Along with this IO pin, this port 3 is dedicated for the particular purpose, means whether interrupts are enabled, external interrupts are enabled or not. If they are enabled, then the interrupts will be coming from this port 3 pins only. Then the external counter, if we are going to work this 8051 in counter mode, then through port 3 only we are able to provide the count. Then serial data communication is provided with port 3 only, and here read or write data, means whether you are reading from external memory or whether you are writing to external memory. So these two pins are coming with external memory of 8051. If it is connected with this 8051, then only we will be using these pins of port 3. So here you can see port 0, port 1 and port 2. These three ports are used in input output mode. Actually four ports are used in input output mode. But to this uh, fourth port, means actually port 3 it is, some special function keys are connected, some special function pins are there, and with port 0 and port 2 the address bus is there, and then data bus is provided only with port 0. So if you are going to communicate through data, means if you are going to take input to this 8051, or if you are going to provide the output of 8051, then you can use these data pins D0 to D7. Now we switch to this system timing and system interrupt timers and data buffer memory control. These are also the pins which are provided by 8051 architecture. So here the first pin is in external access. So external access is enabled, means what, if you are going to use external memory, then you will be using this pin. Then second pin is ALE, address latch enable. So if you are going to send address on address bus of this 8051, then you will be making this pin uh, as 1, so that it will tell you that whatever contents are there on address bus, they are the valid contents. Then one more pin is psend. Psend is nothing but it is the pin which is used for serial communication. So program store enable is this, this is the pin program store enable. So for serial communication, if I am going to use this pin, then I'll be able to store the program. Then XTL1 and XTL2, these are the oscillator pins. Oscillator pins means this 8051 has internal crystal oscillator which is activated, which is working along with XTL1 and XTL2 pins. So crystal oscillator 1 and 2, whatever frequency is provided with these two pins, that will be communicated, that will be given to crystal internal crystal oscillator of this 8051, and then it will be able to work with the desired frequency. Then reset pin is there. Reset pin will do what? All the register contents of register A, B, program counter, DPTR, PSW. So all these contents will be made zero. They will be reset to zeroth position of this 8051. Then all of we know VCC and ground is providing the 5 volt connection to this 8051 for its working, and ground is the pin which is connected to ground. So this is the 8051 architecture. So we stop here.